Hey guys, Token Dave over here, the dorky token black guy that's just trying to get by. And welcome to another edition of The Lowdown. Here, I give a quick review of a movie or TV series that has recently come out. And today, I'm going to give you the lowdown on Netflix's The Defenders. So, The Hand is a mystical and criminal organization that currently is directly affecting the lives of the Devil of Hell's Kitchen, Harlem Hero, Alias Investigations, and the latest person to hold the mantle of the Iron Fist. All these instances are brought together when a massive earthquake has directly affected all of New York City. New York City is not known for having earthquakes, so with all these accumulating, the four heroes who realize that basically not only is the Hand behind this, but this is just the beginning of the Hand's plan to destroy New York City. Alright guys, so I originally wanted to do a more in-depth review of each of the series, but certain circumstances have come up that prevented me from doing so. Also, despite what some of you guys think, I actually do write down small blurbs, so this is the first lowdown that is completely off the cuff, And within watching and rewatching The Defenders, despite my current tragedy, it's a bit of a mixed bag, So let's go into basically, the good parts of this. One major good part for me directly being a fan of the character, a huge fan of the character actually. Iron Fist was utilized a little bit better in this. Daredevil himself steals it, and we finally got to see all of the Netflix street heroes get together. Now this was like supposed to be a smaller version of the Avengers. Each of these characters accumulating together, giving us something very high anticipation, which the Defenders was, and everything. Also, what's another good thing about this? Some comic book aspects are placed in a little bit better here, as well as if any of you guys have watched the series enough, some of your favorite supporting cast members come back in decent fashion. In addition, if you are just watching The Defenders, you necessarily don't really have to watch all the characters' solo series. I suggest actually only watching one character series, which I'll get into in a moment. So those are the good parts. There are a lot of things that are not going to this series' favor and everything. A constant issue with the MCU are the villains, and this yet again is another example of terrible villains for the MCU. And quite frankly, the Netflix series has done a decent job with their villains. So Iron Fist dropped the ball with that completely, but I'll explain that when I go into Iron Fist in depth a little bit more. And Defenders did that, especially with wasting Sigourney Weaver. You guys got a great actress in Sigourney Weaver, and you guys really wasted her? What? And speaking of which, not only wasting Sigourney Weaver, basically the motivations of the Hand, while, it's interesting that they didn't fully unfold within the first couple of episodes, when you find out what the Hand's plan was and everything, it's very underwhelming. Another issue is, basically the heroes themselves. Now, this is a more grittier version of the MCU, and so basically these people, and with their personalities themselves, they should not come together, which when they did, there was frequent hostility there, which is actually pretty accurate, but it's really cliched. And now don't get me wrong, I expect cliches. It's very hard to do something very creative and off the cuff nowadays, but oh God, some of these cliches were just so god awful and everything. And basically, most of the characters really didn't get their spotlight that they deserved for this series. Actually, you know, the best character of all four of them, who's also the person that has the best series in my opinion, is Daredevil in this. Daredevil is like, you know, basically he's the backbone of this, and he's the one that pushes this thing forward. You know, if we're talking about, you know, character motivation and screen time, Jessica Jones gets the short end of the stick. But in all honesty, the weakest character of them all, and it hurts me to say this, is Iron Fist. Because Iron Fist is really, the way Netflix is doing Iron Fist is terrible. And this, while he's a little bit better in this, overall he's still just bad in this. You know? So, with everything that I said and some things I didn't, I'll do a more in-depth review when I do my MCU franchise review. All I could say is basically, you know, a hero with wishy-washy action sequences, like weak character motivations, a weak villainous plan, you know, not very, very predictable things occur, especially when you're a fan of the comics and everything. Netflix The Defenders is disappointing, and all I can say is it is cool, but it is a very weak cool. I was threading on giving this an all-out review, but, like, you know, when I do a more in-depth review, you'll see that there are more things that I actually like about this series. But it's a huge mixed bag, and this is going to be very divisive. Agree? Disagree? Drop me a comment below. Give me a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, the dorky token black guy is just trying to get by, and I'll catch you guys later.